We're back. It's finally Friday, and this is the Valley's most in-depth weather forecast video, Weather for Weather Geeks. We have a stormy Saturday in our forecast, and we're going to talk all about that in this video. But first, a quick review of the numbers at the Youngstown Warren Airport. We had a high of 84 today, a degree or two above the seasonal average, and we're running about 2 degrees above average for June. It's going to go into the record books as yet another warmer than average month. Now, it, of course, has been a dry month across most of the region. Officially at the airport, despite 0.84 on Wednesday, we're running a deficit of 1 3/4 inches or so for the month of June. Now, we could pick up quite a bit of rain in some spots tomorrow, all at one time, but you know how that goes in the summer season. Some places will not see a whole lot, and some places might end up getting a little too much rain on our Saturday. And, you know, Saturday's kind of the best chance for rain we have over the next 4 or 5 days. We're drying things out Sunday with maybe a sprinkle early on, but then certainly no rain Monday and Tuesday. The next chance for some showers and storms will be coming our way Wednesday into the 4th of July, into Friday. I think what happens is we have a cold front approaching on Wednesday. That front kind of gets hung up, it stalls, leading to at least a chance of a shower and thunderstorm on the 4th. And then beyond that, that front may start lifting back northward and lead to more rain chances for next Friday. So we have some rain chances in the extended period, but largely dry once we get done with tomorrow's spotty showers and thunderstorms. Earlier this afternoon, the Pittsburgh National Weather Service office did hoist a flood watch for many of their counties across eastern Ohio, the northern panhandle of West Virginia and western Pennsylvania as well. Now, the Cleveland office did not follow suit, but that being said, even though a lot of these counties are, of course, not in a flood watch, I think tomorrow morning there's going to be some bouts of heavy rain, with perhaps more coming our way as we get into the afternoon. So even in areas that aren't in a flood watch, we still have to be weather aware on Saturday, with perhaps too much of a good thing. A lot of this activity not reaching the ground off to our north. This is our warm front lifting off to the north right now. And then back here is kind of our main area where low pressure is developing and will strengthen and drag a cold front our way as we go into the day on Saturday. So, as I expected last evening, I alluded to this on Weather for Weather Geeks. They expanded the slight risk farther east into Pennsylvania today, but they also expanded it farther north to catch western New York, from Buffalo to Rochester, the Finger Lakes, and over towards Binghamton, New York. And just about all of Ohio is in the level 2 on our 1 to 5 scale, slight risk for severe weather. Now, severe thunderstorms are not a slam dunk tomorrow. It's a conditional threat. We got a lot of wind shear going on up above our heads tomorrow. It's all about, do we have enough instability? And that's an open question right now, because if we don't have enough instability, while we could have some gusty thunderstorms, some sort of high-end severe weather day becomes less and less likely if you don't have enough instability. Now, that being said, with the wind shear that we have up above our heads tomorrow, the Storm Prediction Center included in their Day 2 outlooks today a 5% tornado risk within 25 miles of any one location for a lot of eastern Ohio and western PA. It's a 2% risk surrounding that. My suspicion is overall the highest tornado risk is east of I-79 in interior Pennsylvania, and it's not as high in eastern Ohio, but it also certainly is not zero, that chance of an isolated tornado tomorrow afternoon. But I am concerned about the flooding risk. Severe thunderstorms or not, we could have 0 severe thunderstorms tomorrow, 0 wind damage, but we could still have some localized flooding issues because it is going to get really, really humid tonight into tomorrow. Dew points could spend a lot of the day tomorrow in the mid-70s, and the moisture content of the atmosphere will be high, not only here at the ground, but up several thousand feet up above our heads. And so the air will be nearly saturated for a lot of the column above our heads, and that means efficient rain processes and perhaps a couple of rounds of showers and storms. Now, the instability, that question tomorrow, is going to depend on a few things, but mostly what happens right around midday. I do think there'll be a band of showers and storms that impacts parts of northeast Ohio and northwest PA in the morning, say between 6 a.m. and maybe 9 or 10 a.m. And then as we go towards midday, let's back up the clock here to like 12. There's not going to be a lot around at this point. The question is, do we get enough intervals of sunshine working in from the south and west? If we do, that increases the chances for severe weather, because it'll become warmer and more unstable, and you'll get storms taller in the sky taking advantage of that wind shear that's going on up at the cloud level. If the clouds hang tough and this area fills in with some passing showers around midday and we have hardly any or maybe no sunshine, that'll decrease the severe weather risks. So that's what I mean by a conditional threat tomorrow afternoon. This run of this model does have a band of thunderstorms trying to pivot through. This will be mid to late afternoon. Here's about 3 o'clock in the afternoon. everything looks a little faster to me today than yesterday. So a lot of the model data suggests that by about 7 o'clock or so, we're pretty much out of the woods. I know a lot of fireworks displays have been rescheduled for Sunday with the threat for storms tomorrow evening, but as it stands right now, I think by the time we head towards sunset tomorrow evening, a lot of this activity is probably a couple of hours to our east. Now, that being said, there's a secondary front or a trough of low pressure that will pivot through overnight, and with that, there could be a few more showers, but that'll be after midnight and before daybreak, mostly on Sunday morning. Now, Sunday could start with a sprinkle or a shower with that trough pivoting through, but after that we're in great shape for the rest of Sunday. The dew points will start lowering, a mix of sun and clouds Sunday, clear skies Sunday night leading to cool temperatures, and Monday and Tuesday look just about picture perfect. The sequence Monday and Tuesday will bear a lot of similarities to the last couple of days. Monday will not only be a day with low humidity, it won't be that warm, it'll be in the mid 70s like yesterday. Tuesday will be more like today, with the humidity still not a non-story, but warmer. We'll get into the 80s on Tuesday, and then the sequence just keeps on repeating, it looks like, as we go towards the tail end of next week. And of course, the 4th of July holiday is coming up on Thursday, and this is a tough forecast this far out, of course, but we're going to allow for at least a chance of a shower and thunderstorm on the holiday itself, even though I think the chances may be higher, somewhat higher, late in the day Wednesday and into Wednesday night. So when we look at the upper level pattern as we go forward past the holiday, we're going to start this next Wednesday into Thursday. Our heat ridge is poking back up across the southeast. It's going to get pretty hot Wednesday. We'll make a run at 90. Clouds may keep things a little bit cooler Thursday and into Friday, but watching what happens to this heat ridge with time, it's going to start retrograding again and center itself more over the western U.S. So we're going to play this out through about the 7th or 8th of July. And, this from coast to coast looks like a hot pattern, but I think the heat will be more centered. In other words, the hottest temperatures compared to average will be in the Intermountain West. And we're back into this northwest flow, and while this looks like a warm stretch heading into mid-July, with this kind of northwest flow in the middle of summer, that means more thunderstorm clusters perhaps cascading south and eastward out of the upper Midwest, where they've had way too much rain over the last month or so in places like Minnesota and the Dakotas and Iowa. And those thunderstorm clusters could then keep rotating south and east and head towards the Ohio Valley. That's the pattern we've been in for a lot of the summer so far, and I don't see any large-scale changes to that pattern, with the exception of a day or two here and there, as we go out into the foreseeable future. Now, could things change later in July into August? Yes, but we're getting out into la-la land there as far as predictability is concerned. In the meantime, stay weather aware on Saturday. We'll have you covered on social media, the Storm Tracker 21 app, and our newscasts as well. Thanks for watching Weather for Weather Geeks tonight, and have a great final weekend of June.